last video, I showed you how I teach outlining with a simple graphic organizer. Today, we're turning that outline into an actual opening. Specifically, how I teach a boy to write an introduction that uses a hook. So the very first sentence actually pulls a reader in. This is a step where the plan on paper finally becomes real writing. So let's get into it. If you're new here, this is part of a series walking through exactly how I teach writing in my classroom, phase by phase. By this point, he's chosen a topic, talked it through, and filled out his 4-box graphic organizer. The beginning box already has a rough idea in it. Today, we're turning that into a real opening sentence.
Why a hook matters. Here's what happens without one. A lot of boys start their writing with something like, "Today I'm going to tell you about." It's not wrong exactly, but it does nothing to make anyone want to keep reading. A hook is just an opening line built to grab attention before you get into the actual content. It's the difference between a reader deciding to keep going or checking out in the first sentence.
7 kinds of hooks I teach. I keep this simple, 7 types, and I let him pick whichever one fits his topic best. 1. A question. Ask the reader something directly. Have you ever been so scared you couldn't move? 2. A bold statement. Say something strong and specific right away. My bedroom is the best place in the entire world. 3. An action moment. Drop the reader right into the middle of something happening. I still remember the first time I played this game. 4. A surprising fact or detail. Open with something the reader might not expect. I've beaten this game over 100 times, and I still find something new every time. 5. Dialogue. Start with a line someone actually said, dropping the reader straight into a moment. Hurry up, we're going to be late. 6. A sound effect. Open with a noise that launches the reader right into the action. Crash! My controller hit the floor before I even realized I'd dropped it. 7. Description. Paint the scene with the sensory detail before anything happens. The room smelled like fresh popcorn, and the glow of the TV lit up every corner. Notice that third one. That's actually the same line we used in the outlining video for my favorite game. Once he's got a strong beginning idea from his organizer, turning it into one of these hook types is usually pretty quick. Here's how I do this with a student. I take whatever's already sitting in his beginning box from the organizer and I ask, which of these types feels like it fits what you already wrote? If his beginning idea was more of a moment, like remembering the first time he played a game, that naturally leans toward the action moment, dialogue, or a sound effect. If his idea was more about explaining something, like why his room is his favorite place, a question, a bold statement, or a description usually fits better. I'll often have him try it 2 or 3 ways out loud before writing anything down. Try it as a question. Now try it as dialogue. Which one sounds better to you? Letting him hear the options out loud makes the choice obvious most of the time, without me having to tell him which one is right.
A quick example. Let's go back to my favorite game one more time. His beginning box said, "I still remember the first time I played this game." That's already an action moment hook. He doesn't need to change much, but here's how it could shift into a few of the other types. As a bold statement, this is, without question, the best game I have ever played. As a question, have you ever played a game so good you never wanted to stop? As dialogue, "You're never going to beat this level," my cousin said. He was wrong. As a sound effect, ding, the victory sound played, and I couldn't believe I'd finally done it. Same idea, 4 different hooks, and now he gets to choose which one sounds most like him.
So to sum up, 7 kinds of hooks. A question, a bold statement, an action moment, a surprising fact, dialogue, a sound effect, or description. Take whatever's already in the beginning box from his organizer, try it a couple of different ways out loud, and let him pick the version that sounds best to him. Next video, Phase 3 continues with finishing the introductory paragraph. Subscribe so you don't miss it, and let me know in the comments. Which hook style does your son gravitate toward? Thanks for watching.